The latest restoration by 3D Film Archive is here. Okay, so after the success of Jack and the Beanstalk and the Abbott and Costello Show Season 1, a new Kickstarter campaign was launched on September 14th, 2022 to restore Season 2. Alright, so what are we looking at here? We got Africa Screams, Season 1, Jack and the Beanstalk, and now Season 2. So, what's next? Fans have been begging for a restoration of Abbott and Costello Meet Captain Kidd. Makes sense because it's the spiritual successor color film to Jack and the Beanstalk, funded by Lou Costello's exclusive productions, so now Abbott would cover the costs of Captain Kidd through his own company, Woodley Productions, continuing their contract with Universal to allow one independent picture per year. Unfortunately, Bob Furmanek has been very vocal about the fact that Captain Kidd is owned by Warner Brothers and isn't available for licensing. Universal Studios owns most of their catalog, and Shout Factory even put out this 28-film Blu-ray set housing the Universal entries. Alright, so what's left in public domain land? Early on in the campaign, I reached out and asked about the possibility of 3D Film Archive restoring the Abbott and Costello appearances on the Colgate Comedy Hour. The releases that are available now are difficult to watch, very poor quality, and I'm not even sure all of them even exist for home media. Bob responded with, yeah, I'm calling him Bob now. It's cool, I have him on speed dial.
Alexander, 4444!
Anyway, he responded saying that they'd love to, but no plans at the moment, but with that being said, to stay tuned. Cool. Future looks promising. But getting ahead of myself, let's get to the backer add-ons for the Abbott and Costello Show Season 2. Once again, we get the opportunity to snag a frame of film from an original 1950s print on DuPont 35mm safety film stock, and an original 78 record of Who's on First, which was handed out to guests at the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 1956. A new add-on, however, is a bundle package that gets you Season 1 and 2 for a discounted price. The first stretch goal offers a commentary track by Ron Palumbo for an extra $700. Palumbo is an expert and founder of the official Abbott and Costello fan club. He's also the author of various books, including The Making of Hold That Ghost and Buck Privates, as well as co-authoring the definitive study of the duo's films, Abbott and Costello in Hollywood. Stretch Goal 2 gives us a sneak peek at the what could have been with a lost episode. 33 scripts were written for Season 2, but only 26 were selected. One of them, titled Star Reporters, was chosen as the season finale and was about to go into production but was swapped out for Barber Lou at the last minute, presumably for budgetary reasons. $500 unlocks the full script of Star Reporters as a bonus feature, and while it's a cool extra, now I'm only wondering what the other 6 scripts were like. Stretch Goal 3 repeats a bonus feature offered in Season 1's restoration when 4 audio tracks were found without audience reaction. No such tracks survived for Season 2, however, the restoration team did dig up one last additional reel from Season 1, the vacation episode, or at least 10 minutes of it, with no laugh track. And similarly, Stretch Goal 4 offers some more leftovers from Season 1. A handful of scenes were shot for the first season, but ended up on the cutting room floor and were later recycled into Season 2. The episode The Actor's Home had a scene filmed that was shortened for Season 1, and then unused footage found its way into the second season at the beginning of the episode Fall Guys. $300 unlocks a restoration of the unabridged scene as it was originally filmed. Stretch Goal 5 gave us a digital cleanup of some rare TV commercials Bud and Lou shot in 1954 for Easy Pop Popcorn and Campbell's a year after wrapping production on the second season. Another $400 in it too is included on this release. Lastly, Stretch Goal 6 unlocked another commentary, this time by Abbott and Costello connoisseur Stu Fink for $500. The base funding of $31,200 was reached in just 14 days out of a 45-day campaign period, and by the end of it, Season 2 managed to climb over $45,000. With a project of this magnitude, we're expected to expect the unexpected, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, what were you expecting? In June 2023, Bob Furmanek reported a computer crash that slowed their progress. The computer was replaced with another faulty computer that had to be returned. Fortunately, although one of the hard drives containing clean masters suffered corruption, the project files were eventually recovered intact. This delay took them up to about mid-September to sort out. Once the final mastering began, they tackled a few more minor quality control issues, and on December 30th, I was holding my copy with, oh, what's this? Yep, I had to have it. The 78 record of Who's on First.
You know the fellow's name?
Well, I should.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
That's it.
That's who?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
Have you got a first baseman?
Who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
And the frame of film of Abbott and Costello in their apartment. This memorabilia piece is so cool. To think it was in the camera when shooting the show. I don't have anything like this in my collection, so I guess it'll have to go great with my Godzilla figures. We get a 2-disc set this time around in comparison to Season 1's triple disc. Stuart McKissick returns as the cover artist after creating the last few releases, and it looks great. Give us posters of these. Often overlooked in favor of its predecessor, Season 2 is actually far superior to Season 1. The first season was very loosely shot. To be even more straight with it, Season 1 came off as riding on the edge of a lazy production. It was more comparable to a live show resembling the Colgate Comedy Hour, with goofs and gags left in, lots of camera angles that never changed for long periods of time, and it was more of a compilation of their burlesque bits loosely strung together with a plot point. And maybe that's the style they were going for, and if that's the case, great. I still love Season 1, just something about it always felt cheaper to me. But Season 2 is more like a traditional sitcom. It set a higher standard in quality, more camera work, broader locations, tighter scripts, and not so much obvious improv and ad-libbing. Not to mention the absence of the wraparound segment with Bud and Lou's curtain call at the beginning, middle, and end of each episode. They're no longer aware that they're on a TV show. Another difference is the theme song, and Season 1 has a leg up on Season 2 with this one. The first season's theme song was specifically written for the show, while the second season uses a stock audio track from the Music for Television library, which isn't as memorable nor as celebrating as the first season's theme. With another 120,000 feet of negatives on 156 reels scanned and 36 terabytes of data across 14 hard drives, this project was surely a massive undertaking, but the results speak for itself. It looks and sounds fantastic, a top-tier quality release from 3D Film Archive and Classic Flix, and a must-have for any Abbott and Costello fan. Expressing interest in supporting projects like this allows for even more restorations to move forward, like, and let me bring this back full circle real quick, the Colgate Comedy Hour. Called it. Yes, in a December 2023 update, Firminac confirmed that their next project would in fact be to restore Abbott and Costello's live appearances on the Colgate Comedy Hour, but only if the demand is there, and that's determined by Season 2's sales numbers. So, what are you still doing here? Pick yourself up a copy and time travel back into the days of classic comedy with the Abbott and Costello Show.